In Brussels, the Portuguese Prime Minister António Costa signed the formal approval of the Recovery and Resilience Facility, the RRF, on behalf of the Council of the European Union. The RRF will be used to fund the national recovery plans of the member states. Through this approval, the RRF has now officially come into force, and the member states can formally submit their recovery plans to the European Commission for approval. Before this, the Council adopted a regulation establishing the recovery and resilience plans, which lies at the heart of the EU's recovery plan. It will make 672.5 billion euros in grants and loans available for public investment and reforms in the 27 member states to help them address the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, to foster the green and digital transitions, and to build resilient and inclusive societies. Member states will receive support from the facility on the basis of their national recovery and resilience plans, which are currently under preparation. With the recovery and resilience facility in place, it is time to focus all efforts on the preparation and submission of ambitious national recovery and resilience plans. The new facility offers the EU member states the unprecedented possibility of supporting recovery from the COVID-19 crisis and of undertaking green and digital transitions in an inclusive way. We need to make the best use of this opportunity, said João Lejo, Portugal's Minister for Finance. We are fighting for health and jobs at the present. Look into the future. This is the most innovative plan we have ever had to manage the most challenging crisis we have ever faced, said António Costa, the Portuguese Prime Minister. The Recovery and Resilience Facility is the main pillar of the European Recovery Plan, the Next Generation EU, designed to provide financial aid to member states in order to combat the economic and social effects of the COVID-19 pandemic and make the European economy more resistant to future shocks. Today in Europe, we have concluded a phase making the resources, capacity and goals for recovery available to our countries, our citizens and our companies. This recovery must be European and it must include everybody, said David Sassoli, President of the European Parliament. The RRF will have a financial provision of, as I said, 672.5 billion euros, of which 312.5 billion will be in the form of grants, with the remaining 360 billion in loans. The RRF funds will be released to the member states after approval of their national plans by the European Commission and by the Council of the EU. The funds are to be used to finance the reforms and investments included in these plans. This is indeed a very historic moment. The vaccines are our ally and our hope, but we must never forget the second enormous crisis, the economic crisis. And there, our ally and our hope is Next Generation EU, said Ursula von der Leyen, President of the European Commission. The national recovery plans will be required to respect certain rules. They must be in line with the strategic priorities of the EU and with the specific recommendations for each member state regarding how their economic policy is conducted. They should also support the green and digital transitions, allocating 37% and 20%, respectively, of the total value of the plans to these areas. Under the new regulation, member states will need to set out in their national recovery and resilience plans a coherent package of reforms and investment projects covering 6 policy areas of European relevance: the green transition, digital transformation, smart, sustainable and inclusive growth and jobs, social and territorial cohesion, health and resilience, policies for the next generation, that's children and youth, including education and skills. Support will be linked to country-specific recommendations under the European semester, which identify central challenges for each member to address to strengthen competitiveness as well as social and economic cohesion. It will also contribute to the implementation of the European Pillar of Social Rights. Some of the key requirements concern the EU's green and digital objectives, as I said. And as I said, at least 37% of each plan's allocation has to support the green transition and at least 20% the digital transformation. In addition, all measures included in member states' plans should respect the do no significant harm principle to protect the EU's environmental goals. Importantly, member states will also need to ensure that adequate control systems are put in place to prevent, detect and correct corruption, fraud and conflicts of interest. Member states have until April 30th as a rule to submit their recovery and resilience plans to the Commission. Then, generally, the Commission will have up to 2 months to assess the plans, and subsequently the Council will have 4 weeks to adopt its decision on the final approval of each plan. For the plans approved in 2021, Member States will be able to get pre-financing of up to 13% of the grants and loans provided for in their plan.